Yeah. Hey, this that special sauce. Spill that drip, I wipe it off. $1 million worth of game. Can't feel that I work too hard. Poetry on these songs.
What's good? What's good? It's your boy Dope Boy Diesel back here in the motherfucking Doja room for some breaking news. Now, y'all know I'm a Lakers fan, and it's big Lakers family up here in the Doja room. So I hope y'all know what it is. And if we're here on a 2/2/25 talking about breaking news, then it can be none other than Luka Doncic coming to the Lakers and putting on the purple and gold finally. Now, if you know me, if you are a close confidant of me, first of all, you already know how I rock with this Lakers shit. It's ride or die. But another thing that you would know, between Giannis and Luka, I always felt like either one of them or both of them would indeed become a Laker one day. And lo and behold, out of nowhere on a random Saturday, right after a Lakers versus Knicks game, we get news from Shams that Luka has been traded for Anthony Davis. So let's get a little bit into this trade exactly, and talk about and break down what some of this trade means, some of the reactions to this trade. And yeah, the world is on fire right now. I mean, I got my Marvel Snap guys over here commenting and dropping tweets about this trade. So everybody's shaking up. This is hitting every corner of the internet right now. So we might as well talk about it here, with us being big Lakers fans over here. So in a stunning NBA development, the Dallas Mavericks have agreed to trade superstar Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis. So this blockbuster deal, which also involves the Utah Jazz, has sent shockwaves through the basketball community and other communities. So the trade details, let's get into it. So the Lakers receive Luka, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris, who we've had in the past. So Dallas Mavericks receive Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first round pick. And the Utah Jazz receive Jalen Hood Schifino and 2 second-round picks for the future. So this trade pairs Doncic with LeBron, obviously, and it creates a pretty formidable duo. I'm not going to lie, if LeBron indeed stays. Now, personally, I think the next move is for us to go ahead, move LeBron back to Cleveland. Maybe we can get a piece or two from Cleveland, maybe even a big man, and maybe go ahead and start this rebuild process. Because if you ask me, it seems pretty clear cut that we are entering a rebuild phase. Now, how long this rebuild phase will last, only time will tell. Hopefully, with Luka being here, number one, we'll be attracting some better talent, some more talent who, want to win and make this a championship run sooner rather than later. And I really think that we should go ahead and start pulling the rest of these moves that we obviously are gonna make. So the move has gotten some pretty strong reactions across the board. I seen one. Let's start getting into it. I seen one mid game where, let me just share this one, where the boy KD seems to be in disbelief a little bit. Hold on, let me just, because my shit is acting up a little bit. Let me get to share my screen real quick. There we go. So let's run it back for the B. Mick, KD, and Bradley Bill getting the news. It's it's literal shock. Everybody is fucked up. KD can't even believe what he's reading right now. Bradley Bill, Bradley Bill, and KD, they looking like they don't even believe what they're reading. They can't even believe what's going on. And there's been a couple of reactions to this. Let's get into KD's full reaction to this trade.
Crazy. Yeah, would have never thought Luka Doncic get traded at this age. You know, mid-season. Yes, NBA is a wild place, man. If he can get traded, then anybody's up, for grabs, So yeah, so the fans, by spectating is pretty fun. I know it's kind of nerve-wracking, probably for Luka and everybody in Dallas, LA, AD, so everybody involved, I'm sure. The heads are spinning right now.
And just as a player, does this kind of underscore the transactional nature of this business?
It's always been transactional. The players are held to a different standard of loyalty and commitment to a program. But the organizations don't get held to that same standard from the outside world, either whether from media members or fans. And we all should be held to that same standard. Like, it's a transactional game. There's a lot of money involved, a lot of business involved too. So we shouldn't be too shocked about trades or guys moving to different teams or coaches moving to different teams. It's just the nature of playing basketball and us making this much money involved too. So it's pretty wild times, man, NBA, especially around trade deadline. So I know everybody's gonna be watching their phone the next week. We got 5 days. I know everybody's gonna be following the updates. So yeah, it's crazy.
Do you feel like this shifts the balance of power at all in the West?
Yeah, I mean, you got two.
About to have Luka and LeBron.
Yeah, like you got Luka, LeBron, Reeves, you got Kyrie,
and
Clay, Gafford.
Yeah, it's face value to me. It seems like a pretty fair exchange. Now, there is a lot of people who don't like this deal on both ends. Just going through watching a couple of lives, we have some people like the locker room who, he is fuming at this trade and feels, he's one of the people who feels like the Lakers should have gone ahead and made that simple move to just get AD another big, so that they can bang down low while AD is, doing his thing, finessing, getting his rebounds, scoring, and keeping the offense and everything running through him. Now, with this season and with this move, most of this season we've seen the offense running strictly through Anthony Davis. Now, this is not a 1-for-1 trade when it comes to a strategy like that, even though with Luka on the team, the offense obviously is going to run through him. There's going to be a lot of gelling and things like that to put together. But from what I've been reading, not even Luka, Anthony Davis, LeBron, none of the 3 stars were aware of this move. Now, I got some more comments coming in from the Mavericks GM. I believe his name is Nick Harrison. So he says, I believe that defense wins championships. Now, he said this after the trade. He said, I believe in getting an all-defensive center and an all-NBA player with a defense mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future. So his move obviously was centered around getting that win now mentality. It kind of seems like, in my opinion, the Lakers might be looking more towards the future. And I mean, you got Luka, he's 25, and then we can just look at some of what he's been doing and what he's done. Um, just in his season last year, I mean, he played 70 games. It's not bad. For the people who are comparing him to Anthony Davis, well, Anthony Davis played about 76 games last year, so they're not too far off. AD's probably played more games this year so far, but they're not too far off when it comes down to how they're sitting games out, or what the games that they are missing. Anthony Davis did miss a game, the game last night, so as far as games played, pretty much the same. Uh, I mean, Luka Doncic, he averaged 33.9 points per game, 9.2 rebounds, and 9.8 assists per game. It's notable to also mention that he scored a career high 73 points, just 7 points shy of Kobe's record around this time last year, January 26th, and he led the NBA in scoring during the 2023-2024 season, becoming the first European player to achieve this feat. He was also selected to NBA first team, and he was named the Western Conference Finals MVP. Now, Anthony Davis is no slouch either. They're getting a generational talent as well. Anthony Davis averaged 24.7 points per game as well, himself. Obviously averaging 12.6 rebounds per game, which is a career high for him. 3.5 assists per game and 2.3 blocks per game. We can't forget that Anthony Davis is arguably the best defender in the NBA right now, so they are getting something. This is, if you ask me, like I said, a fair trade. We're getting one of the best, if not arguably the best scorer and bucket getter in the NBA right now, for arguably the best defensive player in the NBA right now. So, I mean, two different teams with two different goals and agendas, and it seems like they kind of did what works for them in the best way that they know how. So this it obviously it signifies a substantial shift for both franchises, with the Mavericks parting ways with a prolific scorer like Luka, and the Lakers are trading away a dominant defensive presence and versatile big man. AD can hit the three. AD can take you off the dribble, and AD can work. AD got a bag. So it is a lot that, you're giving up for Luka. But like I said, there's just something in my heart that said that, Luka was always going to be a Laker. Now, one of the things that I found kind of crazy and interesting, if y'all take a look at this, LeBron James, this effectively makes LeBron James the last remaining player from our 2019 to 2020 championship squad. I mean, look at this. Everybody is gone. Danny Green, Caruso, Kuzma. I mean, everybody that was left on that championship squad is gone. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think LeBron remains here too much longer after this. I'm going to just be honest. I don't think LeBron remains here too much longer. And I also think that for the Lakers to capitalize on this Luka trade, use LeBron. It's all you have left. Use LeBron and bring in some pieces to at least get Luka started, to center around him, maybe a good big. You're going to have to give up something or do something to iron this out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because the Luka trade, even though it's a good trade, if you're going to have to get rid of Anthony Davis, if it does come out to say that, hey, Anthony Davis requested a trade, and, you know, this was, if Anthony Davis requested a trade, this was the best possible move. Get a superstar for a superstar, and one that is significantly younger. I mean, Luka Doncic is 25, barely hitting his prime. He has so much left to go, still learning. And I mean, he's been dominant since he's came in the game. He's been super dominant since he's came in the game. I've liked this kid since his first season. And I wanted him to be a Laker since his first season. And, and for us to get him, I think that he's going to be Anthony Davis. I have great respect for Anthony Davis and his game and what he's done for the Lakers, but I think Luka has a potential. And also let me say too, Anthony Davis is solidified as a Lakers all-time great. He brought a championship home to this city. But Luka has potential to be one of the greatest Lakers players of all time. Period. I mean, you're getting here at 25. You get to really cement your legacy in the greatest basketball franchise in the NBA. I mean, this is this is an opportunity for Luka to really raise his stock, to really dig down and be like, oh, okay, all right, you niggas played with me. Y'all thought that y'all could just trade me away. I mean, you got the memes going around of, Mavericks fans and Mavericks calling him fat and out of shape and this and that. But it seems like Luka might be playing with a chip on his shoulder. This is a great opportunity for him to come to LA and really, turn it up a notch and show, what I would have almost thought that Dallas would never give up Luka. And I was talking to my brother about this, oddly enough, about 2 weeks ago, saying that, man, look, we should get Luka. We got to get Luka. And he's like, nah. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, they ain't never gonna give up Luka. Like, they not about to do that, this, that, the third. But I'm like, nah, bro, we get what we want. Like, y'all gotta realize, they said we wouldn't get another Magic, and we got Kobe and Shaq. Then they say we wouldn't get another Kobe, and we got LeBron. The sun is setting on LeBron, and now we've got Luka. I'm gonna need y'all to understand, for all the haters out there, to understand this pattern that the Lakers are going to constantly rise no matter what. It's just in our DNA. It's who we are. We're going to constantly rise to the topic of conversation, to the top of the NBA, to win these championships. We're going to constantly rise. It's not going to end. So just get into some more of these reactions from let's see how some of the Dallas fans are feeling.
All right, sounds good. Bye-bye. Boys, we have a trade.
Finally, man, we've been needing something to get over the hump.
Trust me, fellas, this is the one.
All right, so who'd we get?
We just got Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick.
Oh my gosh, that's a haul.
Yeah, how many picks did we trade? Here's the thing. We didn't trade any picks. You just pulled off the trade of the century, dude. Yeah, but what players did you give up? Maxi Kleba, Markieff Morris. Oh my gosh, we got a fleece. And Luka Doncic. You said what? You traded who? I know it sounds bad, but we had to get Anthony Davis. We didn't need Anthony Davis. Look, we needed strength in the front court, and we have Kyrie. That is Luka Doncic, the man who dropped 70 last year. Look, I understand, but this trade makes our team better. Oh my gosh, we're going to lose our job. Our job? We're lucky if we don't get executed for this. Look, I understand it seems crazy, but people are going to look back on this and think that you are the dumbest man to ever walk the earth. Yeah, I resign, bro. Hey, good luck, man. I'm out. All right.
Yeah, so a lot of people are reacting to this. We got some of what, of course, what KD had to say about it and whatnot, but Devin Booker also had a reaction. Let's get into that as well.
And I really don't know what to say about it. Luka being a guy that everybody's claimed is untouchable and untradeable, and the NBA shows you again.
Right. And not only that, but we would have never imagined in a million years that AD was up for trade. That's not a move that anybody was thinking about or thinking that was possible. So it makes you wonder, is LeBron also just as much of a trade piece as Anthony Davis was,
Just can't predict it. It's a business. They're always having a conversation about you, so don't think you're safe at any point.
You feel like this shifts power balance or anything in a way?
I mean, you have to let it play out.
I said no.
They have to build chemistry on both sides. So, I'm interested to see how it turns out. I'm sure the world is too. So, building the business.
I mean, you've been on the finals team before, though, but to see a team that was in the finals make a move like that, obviously you said it surprises you, but does it add anything to what just happened that they made the finals last year?
That's on them. That's their decision. Might have been how it turned out in the finals. What they were seeing, whoever's making the calls over there. So
yeah, it's a bittersweet moment. I don't think too many people know what to say about this, because this is one of those trades where time is gonna have to tell who really won the trade. You can't lose with picking up a player like Anthony Davis, and they got a great fucking piece to more complete their roster. Us on the other end, if you are going to give up an Anthony Davis, you don't say no to a Luka Doncic. And regardless of where we stand right now, you always take a player like Luka and try and worry about figuring out the rest later on, which it seems like that's exactly what they're doing. But let's get into a reaction next by your boy Stephen A. Smith, who I haven't seen yet what he has to say, but I assume that he's just as speechless as the rest of us. Let's get into it.
He's on. Let's now say hello to Stephen A. Smith, who, of course, is on our NBA Countdown desk. And Stephen A., what a blockbuster to drop on a Saturday night. But nonetheless, here we are. Luka Doncic going to the Lakers. Anthony Davis going to the Dallas Mavericks. What's your reaction?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked like most, if not the entire basketball world appears to be. It's not something that you would have ever anticipated, primarily from the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic is a global star. He's a global superstar in this game. You know what he can bring to the table. He's fresh off an appearance in the NBA Finals. He's 25 years of age. He's a perennial all-star and a 25-point per game scorer, averaging 28 points a game this year, even though he only played 22 games. nobody would have thought that you would think to trade Luka Doncic. So there's a lot of speculation as to why that may have happened. Did he want out?
Yeah, I think I don't think exactly Luka wanted out, but it's a high possibility that Anthony Davis wanted out. It is a high possibility that he wasn't exactly happy with everything that was going on because AD knows how he likes to play. AD likes to play a certain way. AD likes to play the 4. He does not like playing the 5. He rather have somebody who is more of a defense rebound mindset big, rather than him being the guy who's doing it all, because there's few big men who can score the ball and facilitate an offense like Anthony Davis. So he's not one to want to sit there and do it all, especially on the defense. He's already a great defensive player. He wants to focus on the things that he's great at, and let somebody else clean up, the mess around him. But and it's completely understandable. But this trade, offices, without there being some type of bad blood, or without there being a significant, people just tired of the direction of their franchise or where things are going. Now, we did get comments from the Dallas Mavericks GM, as I said. He made some short comments just talking about how he believes that getting an all defensive center, an all NBA player with a defensive mindset was very important. And apparently maybe they thought that they could do that without Luka. Maybe they didn't want to pay him his max contract because financially the trade had significant implications for Doncic. By moving him to the Lakers, he becomes ineligible for his super max contract extension this offseason, which was going to happen. If they wanted to keep him, they were going to have to potentially pay him $115 million, which means there wasn't going to be too much happening around him. So maybe they were looking at it like, okay, well, we can either pay Luka and have an unhappy Luka who probably will be frustrated halfway into the season because we can't make too many moves with paying him this super max money. Or maybe they just say, hey, we got Kyrie. We go ahead and bring in AD, and we can make things work that way. And honestly, like I said, me personally, I don't think that either team really loses in this trade unless, of course, Luka or AD, they God forbid get injured or something like that and have to sit the rest of the season out. But I think this is a pretty even trade. Let's get back into what Stephen A was talking about.
Something happened that the team said, okay, enough's enough, let's get rid of him. We don't know the answers to that question at this particular moment in time, but that's speculation. And then when you look on the Anthony Davis side, this is a guy that's a big-time player. He's an all-star. He's one of the elite defensive players in the game of basketball, a rim protector, a scorer, good for 25 and 12 a night, etc. And the Lakers moving away from him, what does that say in terms of their message to LeBron? LeBron James is 40 years of age in his 22nd season.
And I'm getting reports and hearing that LeBron, he wasn't aware of the trade as well. I think LeBron was out at dinner with his family when he heard the news. So there was nobody sitting in these back rooms with Rob Pelinka while he was doing this. This was solely a GM move, and I think it was a move for Rob Pelinka to kind of maybe clean house and show who's really running the Lakers and who's really, it might be him trying to let his nuts hang a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at it completely. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at him making that move if that's what it's for. But I hope that he follows through and continues to put the right pieces around Luka, because now we need a center, and we need a center bad. Now we need a big and somebody who's really going to do their thing in the paint. Because I don't see too many people who's better than Anthony Davis. It doesn't really get too much better than Anthony Davis. So we're gonna have to pull a rabbit out of the hat once again to make this team complete. But as I said, LeBron could be a piece that's used. You never know what this trade means for him and how he reacts to it, and where he stands and what he wants to do. I think maybe Rob Pelinka was looking at this in the LeBron show and how the news was going with, most of the news around the Lakers was focusing around LeBron and Bronny and how they were stinking it up a little bit. But I think this snatches the conversation back and centers it around something real, which is the future of the Lakers in our next 5 years, what these next 5 years are going to look like, and potentially let's get a championship in there once again. Okay. Now, AD on his first year, I believe he bought that championship home and got us one. So it would be nice for Luka to do the same.
You're looking to compete for a championship. Anthony Davis himself was on the record saying we need a 5 so I can get to my natural position at the 4. And I think that's what we could use in order to move forward and potentially win a championship. By this move happening, the Lakers have no rim protector. Luka nor LeBron James can do that. So the season, in a lot of people's eyes, is a wash for the Los Angeles Lakers. And it appears like they've said to LeBron James, I'm sorry, maybe another time, but we're certainly not going to be thinking about a championship this year when we have nothing on our front court after losing Anthony Davis. And so that's what you're looking at right now. It's a whole bunch of questions, a whole bunch of intrigue, and a shocker, maybe the biggest shock of a trade that many of us have seen in NBA history.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest trades in a long time. I mean, I don't remember a trade that was this blockbuster since LeBron, and I don't even think it was a trade, but I don't even think it was this blockbuster since LeBron came to the Lakers himself. I don't think it was this much shock and awe and head scratching since that moment happened. So this is most definitely one of the biggest trades in NBA history. I can tell you that right now. I mean, people are in shock and awe. Dallas Mavericks fans are still crashing out. Lakers fans are still crashing out, some of us. But I see a lot of excitement in the timeline as well. I see a lot of Lakers fans really excited about this. And for the most part, most of Dallas is upset about this, because I think more so than how the Lakers feel about Anthony Davis, I think Dallas fans really looked at Luka like that was their guy. I mean, Dirk gave him, his blessing after he came into the game, and they really positioned him as the guy, the face of the Dallas Mavericks. Now, you really got to scratch your head, and it kind of puts you in a position of where the Lakers were kind of in. For me, Anthony Davis wasn't like my favorite player, and like, oh, this guy is amazing, and my love for AD, which it'll never go anywhere, but my love for AD wasn't Kobe-esque. You know what I'm saying? My love for AD didn't hit that Kobe Kobe realm, you know what I'm saying, where it comes to basketball players on my team that I absolutely love, you know what I mean? But I think a player like Luka, I don't know, it's just something about Luka. I've always wanted him to wear the purple and gold. I always looked at this kid ever since he first came in the game and said, yo, he's a Laker. He's a bona fide, he's Showtime. He's a Showtime guy. He's a Showtime kind of dude. When I look at him, I see Showtime. I see purple and gold. I see championships. I see the flashy, you know what I'm saying, step back finish. I've always looked at him and said, I hope I can go through some of my messages to some of my friends and stuff like that and find where I have been predicting this move for years, literal years. And so for me, I'm excited about this. You know what I'm saying? This year has been so just because I, as a Lakers fan, I have full confidence that we'll make the playoffs and things like that. But, you know, you kind of are hesitant because you don't really know where that playoff run is going to lead us. You know what I'm saying? We haven't really shown that we are capable of beating the Denver Nuggets, which is honestly the only team that could hold us back, you know what I'm saying, with AD on the team. So we weren't missing too much, and not a lot of people stood in our way. But with this moves, it kind of shakes up the landscape a little bit. I don't know if we are still on that level right now of being the second best, and that's just my opinion where I stand. Niggas can think how they want to think about it and look at the standings, but any given year with LeBron and AD on the team, you're looking at the best, if not the second best team in all of the West. And I think we've proven that in past runs. But with Luka on the team, it makes things significantly different just because, you know, Luka is a different kind of needle pusher. Luka more than even LeBron. He has that dog in him. And maybe it's the age right now, and maybe it's some recency bias, but Luka has that gene. I feel like that Kobe had, that Magic had, that Jordan had. Maybe not Magic, but Kobe and Jordan. It's a different presence to these players when it comes down to it, and how I look at them and the aura that they carry. So I really am excited about this move, and I think that we will be the winners of this trade.
So Stephen A., Anthony Davis did not play tonight against the Knicks for the Lakers, and now it makes sense why. But I'm going to look at this from a Mavericks perspective. The Mavericks were in the NBA Finals last year. Why do this trade right now when you seemingly are that close to winning a championship?
Well, first of all, again, we don't know. We don't know what happened. We don't know if Luka demanded out. Luka's only played 22 games this year. He's already missed 27 games this year, okay? So you don't know about his health and when he was going to be available. That's number one. Number two, understand that while there is a drop-off offensively because Anthony Davis is not Luka Doncic, this is not a scrub we're talking about. This is a perennial all-star and one of the elite players in the game that can give you 25 to 30 every single night. That's on offense. Don't even bring up defense. On the defensive side of the floor, Anthony Davis is a gazillion times more significant and better than anything Luka Doncic will give you defensively. Anthony Davis is a rim protector. He's a rebounder. He's a shot blocker. And when you talk about competing for a championship, you're going to need somebody that can do those things defensively, that can do those things on your front court on both sides of the ball. Anthony Davis is that guy. So you can't look at it and say, well, we were in the finals last year, so you're conceding that that's not going to be the case by acquiring Anthony Davis. This is not a scrub we're talking about. This is one of the elite players in basketball. He's no Luka, offensively, make no mistake about it, but he is far from a scrub. A matter of fact, he's pretty damn elite offensively, and defensively, there's nothing to talk about. It's a significant upgrade that the Dallas Mavericks just achieved.
So if we look at the Lakers now, this is a very new look. Obviously, they have J.J. Redick as their head coach, and they've got LeBron James. We know that.
Yeah, and I think when you put it like that and you look, because AD has the defense, he has the offense, and from a win now perspective, right now it is looking like the Dallas Mavericks are up in this trade, and they've made a great move. Now, if they can get back to the finals with AD, Kyrie, and Clay, I think you've got a pretty good run on your hands. No team looks at a lineup like that and thinks it's going to be a cakewalk. You know what I'm saying? You with those three players alone, all three with championship pedigree, you got a chance. Kyrie is elite offensively. AD is elite offensively and defensively. It's just a matter of seeing what they do with it. Now, I hope that we go ahead and get Giannis to join and maybe, shake things up. But paying Luka and Giannis might be damn near impossible. We probably would have to give up everything else that we got. Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, a couple of picks, like Dalton Connect, which I'm surprised we kept Dalton. I'm surprised we kept Dalton. We kept Austin Reeves. We kept LeBron and Vando. We kept some defense when it comes down to it. So we didn't completely. That's what I'm saying. We didn't completely lose out, but we need, unless we get a center before this trade deadline is up. I don't really see too much happening this year. Now it would be a fun year, and it would be interesting to watch and analyze and see, just to see what we can do for next year. But I don't think too much is going to continue to happen as far as a playoff run. If this is the only move that we're going to make this year.
And now you add Luka Doncic to the mix. And Stephen A., if we could take a step back now, what do you expect this Lakers team to look like going forward? I'm not even mentioning the Markieff Morris of it all or Kleba. What do you think?
Well, you're looking at the Lakers for next year and beyond. This is a move for the future. Luka Doncic is 25 years of age. Anthony Davis is 31. Luka's going to be 26 February 28th. Anthony Davis is going to be 32 in March. He's got him by 6 years. And so when you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, it is clearly a move for the future, meaning post LeBron. That's what this is. And every move that they make from now on is going to be to build the team around Luka Doncic, because you now have a global star who's going to be box office, who's going to attract an audience for you. People are going to walk through the turnstiles to see him and what he brings to the table. And if he can commit himself to being in shape, which is something Luka Doncic has never, ever done, the bottom line is that the Lakers' future is going to be perceived as being very, very bright, but not necessarily this season.
Yeah, totally agree with that. And it's kind of what I kind of just parroted and said. Yeah, if the Lakers, if this is the only move that Rob has up his sleeve for this year and the remainder, then it might be quiet for this year. But if he does indeed have another move up his sleeve to at least grab a pretty good, a pretty decent big for right now, at least a decent big. This is one of those times where I wish we had traded for Porzingis like I wanted us to do, but it didn't really pan out that way. And to be honest, if we had traded for Porzingis, there's no way that we give up Anthony Davis, because at that point, shit, you damn near gave Anthony Davis exactly what he needed. But however, we seen Porzingis go to Boston, and we know how that played out. So I think he would have done wonders over here. He would have did way better over here. But yeah, that's just not how it panned out. So I'm not gonna drag this one on too much longer. That was just some of my thoughts and reactions, and some of the reactions around the NBA, and what some of the players, analysts, what some of the fans are saying. This is going to be a long news day. We're going to be hearing about this move all day long. Yeah, so I mean, this is, and hopefully we gonna start hearing about why this move was made, because obviously right now this doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't make any sense to anybody on either side. But we can kind of, read between the lines and see what the objective here is with the trade being made. But I'm pretty sure throughout the day we're going to get more updates as to why this trade took place. So go ahead and get into the comments. This is a crazy one, guys. I thank y'all for stopping into the Doja Room. To all my stoners, hippies, and hip-hop enthusiasts, and my sports fans, you can't forget about y'all, because we in here with it today. Yeah, get in the comment box, let me know what you're doing. To all my subscribers, we thank y'all for rocking with us. We keep going up every single day, so we appreciate that. And yeah, go ahead and check out the rest of what we got. If you're here for the first time, go ahead and check out our hip-hop content. We try to talk about a little bit of everything here in the Doja Room. So yeah, we're expecting some updates throughout the day and more to come. I'm sure there's going to be some shocking details as to why this happened. So we're going to be here for it. It's your boy, Dope Boy Diesel. Welcome to the Doja Room, and I'm out.
Yeah. Hey, this that special sauce. Spill that drip, I wipe it off. $1 million worth of game. Can't feel that I work too hard. Poetry only needs